Hello students, very good morning to all of you. So good morning to all those who joined through online. So good morning Pragya and good morning other students. So friends, as we were discussing, from today onwards, let's begin our Anthropology PYQ series. So as we were discussing earlier, our major quest in this particular series would be to learn and solve one PYQ one day. So that would be our major quest. And apart from this, we also discussed what we are going to do. So we are going to decode every question that has been asked in the UPSC examination from anthropology perspective, and we are going to master every concept. So that would be our major quest. So for today, let's begin with the 2025 UPSC Civil Services Examination paper. So let's start from paper 1, that has been picked in 2025, and let's start from the first question. So the question of the day, the first question that we are picking is nothing but write notes on the following in about 150 words. So the question is about Mendelian and non-Mendelian traits. So friends, let us discuss about this question in today. So if we talk from the perspective of this particular question, so basically, can you able to just think about what are traits? So first we have to understand what are traits. So can you able to say anything about traits? Think for a while and you can just you can just type in the chat box also. So what are traits? So if you see from that, basically traits are nothing but certain characters that are inherited from one generation to another generation. Let's say for example, simply to say, height of a person would be a trait, that is a character, or like the color of the skin is a trait, or let's say for example eye color, skin color, hair color. So all of them are the examples of the traits. So I hope you are clear with the word traits. Now let us come back and let us explore more about the question. So how we can just address and how we can answer this particular question. So the question is very straightforward and it is asking about to write a notes on Mendelian and non-Mendelian traits. So how you can just introduce. So in introduction, what you can do. So in introduction, basically, you can just start introducing the answer by saying, I'm talking about the Gregor John Mendel. So who is Gregor John Mendel? Gregor John Mendel is nothing but the father of the classical genetics. So Gregor John Mendel has conducted some experiments on the garden pea plants and he has developed some laws. So that are known as the laws of inheritance. So you can say what is inheritance, and you can say you can introduce Gregor John Mendel and about his laws of inheritance. So then you can say that those traits are those characters which follows the Mendelian laws of inheritance are nothing but Mendelian traits, and those traits which do not follow the Mendelian laws are nothing but the non-Mendelian traits. So that's how you can introduce the answer. So in introduction, what you can do the best is that, so try to mention about the inheritance and try to mention about the Gregor John Mendel, and then you can systematically introduce what are basically Mendelian traits and non-Mendelian traits. So this is how you can introduce the answer. So after just introducing the answer, then you can proceed with the body portion. So in the body portion or in the main body, what you can do? In the main body, you can basically talk about what are the Mendelian traits and what are the non-Mendelian traits with the characters and with the examples. So you can just use two subheadings. One subheading would be like explaining about Mendelian traits, and other would be explaining about non-Mendelian traits. Non-Mendelian traits. So you need to explain them with examples. This is one. Then after that, how you can just conclude the answer. That is also another important aspect. So conclusion. In conclusion, what you can do. So friends, in conclusion, basically, you can just club both the concepts and you can say how Mendelian factors or Mendelian traits form the basis of classic genetics and how the non-Mendelian factors or how non-Mendelian traits help in showing genetic diversity. So this is what you can explain in the answer. Is that clear? So that's the basic approach that you can see. So one thing that we have learned is with respect to the approach to the answer. So what to be written in the introduction, what to be written in the body, and what to be written in the conclusion. So that's one thing. So then let us try to understand about what are these things in a systematic fashion. So with the help of some clear explanation. So what are Mendelian traits and what are non-Mendelian traits? So what you can mention in the body portion is that you can mention about some of the important aspects. So first, if you see from the perspective of the Mendelian traits, so all the traits that follow the Mendel's laws of inheritance are nothing but Mendelian traits, right? So what are Mendelian laws of inheritance? So we have law of dominance, we have law of segregation, and we have law of independent assortment. So there were three important laws that have been explained by Gregor John Mendel. So they are all nothing but laws of inheritance. So those traits which follow that Mendelian laws are nothing but Mendelian traits. And the traits that do not follow Mendelian laws are nothing but non-Mendelian traits. So that is one another basic understanding that you have to keep in mind. So let's take up an example. So what are Mendelian traits and what are non-Mendelian traits? So if you see, basically the height of the human beings, or the posture, the weight of the human beings, the skin color of the human beings, or the eye color of the human beings, or the hair color of the human beings, or the intelligence or IQ levels of the human beings, or the ABO blood group among human beings. So all of them are basically regarded as non-Mendelian traits. So non-Mendelian traits means what? They do not follow the basic laws of inheritance. That means they will follow a kind of complex inheritance pattern because they are guarded or they are governed by many genes. So that's why the inheritance is known as polygenic inheritance. So they will follow the pattern of polygenic inheritance. So that's why they do not follow a single pattern. Whereas if you see some of the examples for the more Mendelian traits, so taster tongue, non-taster tongue, roller tongue, non-roller tongue, free earlobes or attached earlobes. So these are nothing but some of the common examples that we can pick for the Mendelian traits. So these traits are governed by single pattern of inheritance. That means all the dominant traits would be reflected. So dominant alleles and recessive alleles. So dominant traits will be, dominant alleles will be reflected in the next generations. So that is one thing. So they will show complete dominance. So one allele masks the effect of another. So dominant allele will always be manifested. That would be one thing. So as they are usually controlled by single gene, so the pattern of inheritance is monogenic inheritance. So here these traits are controlled by multiple genes. So they will follow polygenic inheritance pattern. So among human beings. So that is one thing. So here in other fashion, how we can say Mendelian, non-Mendelian traits means non-Mendelian traits are nothing but the complex often influenced by multiple genes, and they are non-classical inheritance mechanism. They follow non-classical inheritance of mechanism. So Mendelian traits are simple single gene traits with clear dominant and recessive expression. So this is another basic understanding that you have to keep in your answer. So you can write these points in the body portion of the answer. So that's how you can just have the basic explanation of this. So friends, so if you want to just get the model answer for this particular question, so you can just join the Telegram channel. So you can type anthropology guide, or you can just pick, you can just find the link also here. Through this link also you can join the Telegram channel, where I'll be providing you the model answer also for this particular question. So we'll just have a basic understanding how the model answer would be there. So you can see here. So this is how I'll be providing the model answer. So what you can do, so you will get a basic introduction, what you can write in the introduction. So the basic introduction is this. So you can see that inheritance refers to the transmission of traits from parents to offspring, isn't it? Then Gregor Jan Mendel, the father of genetics, through his experiments on garden tree plants, formulated the basic laws of inheritance. And all the traits that follow these laws are called as Mendelian traits, and all the traits that do not follow the Mendelian laws are nothing but non-Mendelian traits. So that's how you can introduce your answer. So then, as we discussed, you can just explain in the body what are Mendelian traits and what are non-Mendelian traits. Then you can just proceed with giving an explanation, a conclusion. So in the conclusion, you can use this kind of things. So that's where you can find this model answer in the Telegram channel. So try to just surf it and try to just get it, and try to moreover try to write the answer by yourselves first, so that you can verify to what extent the answer is matching with the model answer. So that's all I wanted to share with you for today. So friends, we'll meet with another question tomorrow with other important aspect. So till then, try to just keep writing answers and try to follow the series on regular basis. So is there any doubts? You can just type and you can just ask me. So anything that you wanted to know? So that's all for the day from my side. So thank you all for joining this session. So we'll meet in another important question in tomorrow's session. So stay tuned for SRIRAM's IAS channel and keep watching Anthropology PYQ series. So thank you all of you.